Hello, folks. I greet you. Welcome one more time to another program of Homo Politicus on Enterprise TV. So, as you can see, we are television active, and we are tackling some of the another of the issues of those issues thrown up by my country. Today, Atiku and Obi political alliance. APC alleges mutual desperation to be president. Now, let's go. Welcome to Nigeria, not just the most populous black country on the planet, but one where politics is not just a full-time job, but a means to an end. And for those keen observers from the sidelines, this attitude is responsible for the do-or-die disposition to an otherwise noble profession. Being president in this land is a big deal, if not the biggest of all deals. All power is concentrated on the center, which is also known as the unitary system. A recent meeting between former Vice President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Labour Party presidential flag bearer in the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, is seen by the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, as a mutual desperation to be president. Underline that. APC spokesman Barrister Felix Moka says both men are united by their mutual desperation to be president of Nigeria. In our country, if you are not desperate at some point, you are not interesting. Shall we have a conversation, please? My discussant today is none other than journalist and public affairs analyst Emeka Madunagwe. Emeka, welcome.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are familiar with the subject matter, Emeka?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Very interesting. If you are not desperate to be anything in life, then what do you call ambition? Yes.
But desperation is not a synonym for ambition.
Well, but desperation is the far end of ambition.
Means you stop at nothing.
Stopping at nothing. For me, insofar as it doesn't involve anything illegal or illicit, well, I think all is fair in war.
Okay.
Politics is a war by other means. And
war without bloodshed.
Yes, it ought to be so. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, you often have bloodshed. Even President Bola Tinubu said that he had prepared to be president of Nigeria for 20 years. So that was an ambition that took him such a long time. And definitely his desperation was couched in subterfuge, if you allow me to use that word, because he always pretended like he wasn't interested in running for any higher office after he left.
Subterfuge would connote deceit here. So, do you consider Tinubu deceitful?
Well, I wouldn't call him deceitful.
But you just use subterfuge.
Yeah, subterfuge. Deceit is not the only synonym of subterfuge.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, but I will consider.
Okay, you are using subterfuge as a loose term.
As a loose term, yes.
Okay.
That's why I said. That's why I said that if you permit me to use the word.
So related to the Atiku Obi meeting.
Yes, I was coming to it. So for
Let's go
APC to be talking about desperation, of course, when the APC looks in the mirror, what does it see? It sees a party that continually turns on itself, on its own. Now, this was a party that touted Muhammadu Buhari as the best thing after ice cream. But today, members of the same party in a different administration have been throwing stones at Muhammadu Buhari. Now, I'm not surprised that they are saying that the meeting between Peter Obi and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar signposted mutual desperation, whatever that means.
Yeah. Can we pry into that one? Now, have you heard also that there are moves, or so it seems, for Peter Obi to return to the PDP? Have you heard that?
Those are just media speculations.
Okay.
Peter Obi has never indicated that he wants to return to the PDP.
But are you looking at the alliance? Are you taking a second hard look at the alliance?
Well,
Peter Obi
Well,
and Atiku.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt based on what they said. Peter Obi said it's about making Nigeria better and not about 2027. Yes, but be that as it may, so even Tinubu himself is desperate for a second term, and I'll give you instances why I say so. Look at the Hajj subsidy, 90 billion naira for Hajj subsidy. It was basically to, curry the favor of the North.
Hajj subsidy.
The Hajj for
Hajj.
Muslim pilgrimage. So it was just a clever move to tell the North, please.
But the government has also subsidized Christians going to Israel.
Well, in a time of high prices of foodstuff and all of that, doing such a thing is not the idea is not strategy.
To pin the government to subsidizing pilgrimage to Mecca, but to Israel too.
Well, as
so
we speak,
Emeka, all politics.
Fine, it's all politics. Let's all eat, drink, and be merry. For tomorrow we shall continue to live, unlike the Epicureans, who said for tomorrow they will die. But Nigerian politicians, say let's eat, let's drink, and be merry. For tomorrow we'll continue to live. So they have said it's not about any alliance for 2027. But even if it's an alliance for 2027, let's even dive into it. What's wrong with it? All politicians are holding one meeting or the other. They've been holding one meeting or the other. They've been jumping here and there, doing one thing or the other. So you cannot say it's out of place.
The spokesman of the ruling APC has weighed into the matter by saying it is a mutual desperation. Underline that phrase.
I read Felix Morka's statement and I didn't see anything in it. There's one thing we do in Nigeria. We know how to string words together without actually making any meaning. I read his statement. I couldn't make meaning out of what he was saying. What exactly are you saying? That Atiku wants to leave his PDP. There's nothing called his PDP in Nigeria. There's the People's Democratic Party, PDP, of which Atiku is a member. There's the Labour Party, of which Peter Obi is a member. Then both positions met. You are not even jumping into, you now went as far as ridiculing Patutomi, who said there are discussions about a mega party that has not even been formed. You see, he's a spokesman. I don't blame him. Felix Morka. So, of course, he can just string words together to please his master. But he said nothing.
We have been there before.
Well, it depends on what you mean by being there before.
We have been there before. It's been a long time coming. So,
for everybody.
Hold on. You just talked about a mega party. Have you not heard about a mega party before in this country?
Even from before independence, politicians have been holding measures, they've been discussing, all over the world, parties merge, either at election season, or on season or off season. It's politics. Politics is a game. So, politicians keep playing it.
Okay then. Let's interrogate the statement by Atiku. Alhaji Atiku is saying, I'll support Obi in 2027.
If conditional.
Yeah. How do you react to that statement?
No, as a human being, there's nothing wrong with saying you support your
Emeka as a politician.
No, first of all, as a human being.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with supporting your friend and saying it openly. I will support my friend's aspiration. As a politician, I will support my fellow politician's aspiration. Not just my fellow politician, a broader politician. I will support his aspiration if, conditional, one, the PDP agrees to it. If the PDP agrees to zone the ticket to the south and to the southeast. Conditional. Yes. So everybody is playing safe. If you go and ask Tinubu now, Tinubu will tell you, I'm still running 4 years. I've not said anything about the second term. But the same Tinubu, behind, in the shadows, is doing a lot to secure a second term when the time comes.
Emeka, if you were in the saddle and somebody you consider a credible opposition voices an aspiration that is eyeing that your seat, won't you react?
That's why I said Felix Moka is a spokesman. Of course, he's only doing his job. I don't quarrel with him. He's doing his job as a spokesman. But the point is, you see, politics will always be played as a game. It's a game. That's why I usually advise people, don't break your heads for politicians, for Nigerian politicians. Water will always find its level. They will play politics. What do you expect them to play other than politics? They will play politics. But the point is, let's hold them accountable. Let's ask them questions. Let's tell them of our expectations from them.
Emeka, one other thing we have to look at now is what I said in my opening salvo. I said, being number one, being president in this country is a big deal.
Of course.
Perhaps what you call a unity system. Don't you think it is wrong in a 21st century world?
Well, it is a big deal. Well, one, the president controls, the president has enormous powers conferred on him on that office by the Constitution, unfortunately. Secondly, the president holds the bigger part of the national cake, national treasury. The revenue allocation, 52.6% is in the hands of the federal government. You have Abuja, 1% of the budget. You have a lot of funds in the hands of the president.
So then, the president is like the lion here.
Big lion, not just a lion, big lion. I mean, the president allocates oil blocks. The president signs contracts. Have you heard of it? Can any state,
until otherwise stated,
can any state dream of signing a road contract of 15 trillion? In which century will it finish paying that money? What is the federal government that can do that? A lot of intervention in different places. You know, the other day I was having a debate with some friends, and they were saying, no, say governors should do more. They should do. I said, listen, you're talking about Nigeria. In
do
Nigeria,
more within limits.
They said, oh, that the revenue allocation they get every month, they should do more with it. I said, look, in Nigeria, the reality, what you're saying is the idea, but the reality is that you need federal might, federal power to be able to achieve any significant impact in your state. Let's be honest with it. Let's say the facts. Let's say the facts as they are. You need federal might. You need federal power.
Why I broach that subject is simply this, so that the fight for that office, the office of number one and commander-in-chief, should be less combative and be more engaging, if you understand what I mean.
You see, a lot of these things arise from the desperation of followers of these people than from those politicians themselves. Because everybody wants to be, following, everybody wants to back the right horse.
Emeka, but you and I know that there are no desperate situations. There are only desperate men and women.
Of course. That's why I said the supporters too.
Yeah.
We saw what supporters of Tinubu did during the elections, how they prevented, for instance, in Lagos State, how they harassed supporters of other parties, even attacked them at their rallies. We saw what they did. We saw the desperation. They didn't even allow a PDP and Labour Party to set up billboards in Lagos. We saw all of these things. So these things were just unnecessary displays of unnecessary desperation by the supporters. And of course, aided, albeit underground, by the candidates themselves.
By this token,
yes,
the token of your statement, would it therefore be out of place to say that both Atiku and Obi have elements of desperation to be president?
Well, I would not use Felix Moka was the one who used that word. I wouldn't travel with him on the same train, because I don't see anything in being desperate to become president or governor or senator or a member of the House of Representatives. After all, Buhari, there was a time I was in a place and somebody called Buhari a serial loser. Muhammadu Buhari went on to become president. So it's not about how anybody feels. It's not an emotional thing. Oh, I don't like this man. He can never be governor. Who are you? Who are you?
But remember,
he can never be president.
Remember, Buhari failed at the third attempt.
Yes.
And today's president, the now president, commander-in-chief, went to him. No, we can rally for support for you.
Yeah, that is why I say never in politics.
Okay.
Never say never. Politics, the scenarios keep changing. Alliances are being formed and scattered. New alliances are being formed. It's a regular thing. It's all about interest. Politics is about interest, basically. It's not about whether you're white or black. It's about interest. And so if the interests of the power brokers aligns with, the aspirations of a particular politician, then they will do all they can to make sure, they help him succeed. And that is what we have been saying. It is not as if, the fact that Felix Moka used the word desperation, that anybody is actually desperate. Let Felix Moka run. I'll challenge him to run. It's easy, when you are not, on the hot seat for you to just say anything. Like, let Felix Moka run, even for councillor in his hometown. Okay. Let him run and tell me if he will not hold meetings, if he will not broker alliances, if he will not reach out to people, if people will not accuse him of being desperate, let him go and try. You see, anybody can say anything. We're in a democracy, freedom of speech. They can use any words.
Emeka, we are coasting home. So as we do so, would you say both Atiku and Obi are eligible to run in 2027?
Yes,
they are.
The Constitution says whoever wants to run for an office must be a Nigerian.
Okay.
Must
above the age of 18.
18.
Yeah.
In the case of president, I think 30. And must not be an ex-convict, and must belong to must be sponsored by a political party. So, of course, what stops them from running again? Nothing stops them from running as many times as possible. And nothing stops them, any of them, from winning. The point is this. I would prefer to look at the interest of Nigeria. Let Nigeria always win. In every election, let Nigeria win. Let the interest of Nigeria prevail over ambitions. And let the election of every new president bring better things for Nigerians. That is where I stand.
And more than anything else, free and fair.
Yes, let it be credible, free, and fair.
All right. I hear we must pack it all in. But Emeka, not before thanking you, Emeka Madunagu, for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So we are done. Atiku and Obi political alliance. APC alleges mutual desperation to be president. The debate, let it continue in your part of town. But from this end, we are bound by time, and so we must apply the brakes here. Thank you for watching. Until we come your way again, this is Citizen Jones Hussein on behalf of the Backroom Boys saying bye-bye now. Take care. Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.